Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome back again to one of our amazing videos about marketing. I am excited to just talk about some strategies to just get our businesses going, flowing, keep the activity coming, keep the momentum coming. And as you can probably see by the caption, a lot of people start businesses, but we often forget to incorporate this topic that I'm going to talk about today. When you go into business, of course, we start with there's a talent, there's a gift, there's something that you're passionate about, you're super excited about it, you want to launch it, you want to get paraphernalia, you want to get things situated and start going. But there's time that we need to implement and take the opportunity to establish what is called a sales funnel. Okay, because we go into business to make money, and without sales, you're not gonna make money. So if you have a business, if you're looking to start business, this is something that could really help you just have in mind to implement and take it at your own pace. It could seem like a lot. You have an amazing product, whatever God has put on your heart to do or to start to put in within your community, within the school systems, whatever service that you have to serve single mothers, I don't know, people who are in a need of whatever problem that you're solving. You have to know how to operate in business. We got to learn how to operate in business. And when you have a sales funnel, that's what's going to keep our business afloat. But if we don't know how to do that, then most businesses fail within the first 5 to 10 years, right? So this is a reminder to incorporate this very step in this system so that you can always have people coming in. It's like that inventory. You got to have inventory always coming to your business so you don't fail, right? Or just not even fail, but just have a hard time always keeping clients and new leads and generating people who are interested in what you do. So we're going to talk about how to create a sales funnel for your business or your product and your service and how to market it, right? So we need to understand how to market our business, and the purpose of a business sales funnel is to identify missing pieces and guide you in building a powerful automated system that will convert strangers into your buyers, convert followers into your clients, right? Conversion is important. And guess what? When you have a sales funnel, this can operate even while you're sleeping. So if you have a business, you don't want your business to be solely dependent on what you are manually doing. If you only have a business, if you have a business that only relies on what you're able to do, whether you're able to do a one-on-one, a face-to-face, you're going to go out and network, you're going to always have to be the one present and doing the work. But a sales funnel will help you keep the people coming in, and sales will continue to come in. All right. So I have 4 steps. So if you write this down, this is just like a checklist. Like, this is a checklist for your business. Whatever business you have, whatever service that you have, even if it's your brand or an event, you need a sales funnel, because whether you're having an event, you want people to register, there's a system that can operate without you having to go manually post or you having to go out to manually hang up flyers and stuff like that. There's a way to automate your sales pitch, what you do, what people can get from your product, your service, your event while you're even sleeping, because the internet is running while you sleep. But if you don't have a sales funnel, you're going to be doing all the work. Okay. So if you got your notebooks, take a pen out. This is for all my business owners and entrepreneurs. You need a sales funnel. Okay. So step 1 is the funnel foundation. All right. So we need to be clear on what it is that you offer and be specific with your niche. All right. I know a lot of people may hear about this niche talk. What is my niche? I need to identify your niche. Whatever your business is, you need to be clear on what it is that you offer. What is your product or your service, right? What do you do and what do you not do? Okay. Be clear on what you don't do and who you actually serve. Okay. And we need to be clear on the niche. What my understanding is, with a niche is basically whatever your specific focus is with your product, right? If you're in nails, if you're in beauty, if you're in fitness, if you're in nutrition and meal preps, if you are in fashion, whatever it is, you need to have a niche. Be very specific with that niche. All right. And stay with that as you build your business, right? You start online, but you have a business and you want to maintain your business by being very clear with your message and knowing what it is that you do. So identify your niche. Let me know what your niche is, right? Let me know in the comments, what is your niche? What are you doing with your business? Are you in photography? Are you in, fashion or, fitness, nutrition? What is it that you do that your business will build upon? Okay. And is this resistible? Like, can people really go without it? Is it knowing what your niche is this irresistible, right? You want to make sure that your business and your niche is irresistible. It's solving a problem, right? You want to make sure that you're solving a problem, because if you solve a problem, you will be irresistible because you have a problem. You have a problem solution to people's current situation. Okay. So that's one point in step one of creating a sales funnel for your business. A second thing is, do you clearly understand your ideal customer? Do you have a clear understanding of your ideal customer? Who is your ideal customer? Who is your ideal staff? Your ideal volunteers, teammates? Who would you want to have on your team? You need to be clear on that when you have a sales funnel so you know who you're talking to. If you make your message too general, you are not going to be grabbing anyone's attention because they don't know that you're talking to me. You be like, are you talking to me? Right? You be like, I don't know. They kind of hit me, but I don't know if you're talking for me. Right? So being clear on who your ideal customer is, right? And know what are some of their pain points. When you create any sales pitch, any content, whether it's emails, whether it's social media, you need to be clear on your customer, your ideal customer, and who you're talking to. Your target audience wants to hear from you, and they want to know that they can identify with whatever it is that you're solving. If people cannot identify whatever your product or your service or even your event is becoming a solution for, they won't really buy into whatever it is that you're doing, right? So what are their pain points? What is your ideal client's desires? What do they want to achieve? Because if you have a product or service that can help them achieve something that they need to get done, guess what? They're going to come to you, right? And even having objections in mind. What would cause them to resist, right, from doing business with you? You need to know your ideal client. Like, what are some of their objections? Why are they hesitant to move forward? So that you can address these things and come up with a clear path on how to overcome those things so that they can get whatever they need from you. Okay. Another thing that you need to be clear on with your sales funnel is what the main goal is. Okay. A lot of times some of us may think, oh, anytime you have a funnel, it's all about sales. It's all about money. It's not always about money. It's not. Sometimes you just need to build up your email list. Sometimes you just need to get leads for a thing to see who's a qualified candidate, right? Sometimes it's booking appointments. So if you're clear on what your funnel is, and a funnel is basically a step-by-step from content creation, what people see on their feed, on their timeline, to actually getting to your business and to your product, a landing page to get them situated, whether it's a sale, whether it's an interview, whether it's an appointment. That's what a funnel is. It's just from content to actually getting the service or item or product delivered to them. Okay. But when you can create multiple funnels. So with your business, whatever your gift is that you're, giving back to the community, you can create multiple funnels. So one funnel may be just to get leads, just to get more emails, just to build up a community. Let people know, like, hey, I'm having this weekend, or hey, I have a free checklist or a free journal that you can use to implement within whatever their day-to-day lives, right? So funnels have different objectives. So you can have a funnel for leads, just collecting emails, building up a community. And then you can have a sales funnel, right? Simply, okay, this is the product. This is the price. Get it now, whether you have an early bird, whether you have a discount, you have 4th of July discount, Black Friday discount. Create funnels for people to see your product and that they're going to buy, right? It's okay to have funnels just for sales. It's okay to have funnels just to get more emails, to get people in the community of knowing what it is that you do. But guess what? And also, before I go into the next part, what I was about to say, you can also have bookings, because some of our businesses build off of appointments, one-on-one appointments, or even registering for an event, right? We talked about a few things of how to really automate systems where you don't even have to be in person. You can record these teachings, you can record these programs, and people can still get the same value and problem, solved by however you flow your business. All right. So when it comes to your funnel, you want to make sure that you are clear on what it is. All right. So being clear on what your funnel is and what are you doing it for? Okay. So you want to make sure that you are very clear on that. The next thing is that making sure that it is in alignment with your business model and your revenue targets, right? So that's all about scaling, right? You want to make sure whatever your business is, that you're scaling your business and your funnels are actually reaching the people that are looking for what you do. When we go into business, sometimes we get excited and we go into networking events and it's just like, what I do, and you're excited to tell people what you do. But when you have funnels, you're actually grabbing the attention of the people who are looking for what you do, right? You're not necessarily forcing your product, your service, or your event to people who really don't care about it. When you create a funnel, you're talking to a specific person. You're talking to a specific group of people. So when you have a funnel running, guess who's going to see it? Guess who's going to see it? The people who are looking for your product, the people who are looking for your service, the people who are looking for an event in that area. Okay? So make sure you're very clear about the benefits of having a funnel. And if you're running a business without a sales funnel, then you're oftentimes doing a lot of the manual hard labor. Like, let's implement this in our business schedule. Let's implement this in our business planning. Let's implement this in our business itinerary, whatever our goals are, because you have to have this. All right. On to step two. All right. So step 2 on creating a sales funnel is the funnel stage breakdown. Okay. So we're just going to break down the stages of what a funnel will do. Okay. These are the steps that I'm about to go over. These are the steps that you want to have to follow to know that you're on track with whatever a funnel looks like for your business. So a funnel stage, you want to start with a lead magnet. What's a lead magnet? Something that's going to draw people in who are looking for what you do. Making an offer so valuable because you're, 1, identifying a problem, and 2, you're offering a solution. So if you don't have something that's drawing people to you, you don't have a lead magnet for your business. So you want to make sure that you are creating this funnel in a way that you're drawing the attention of your target client or your target audience. All right. So the funnel, the first thing is a lead magnet, right? So the second thing is an example of a lead magnet. You can have free checklists. Create something that people need to know about whatever your product, your industry, your business, or your service is, right? You can create something free to give out to people. People want to know I can come to you and walk away with something. People want what's free, okay? Even a webinar. What is free that you can give out as a lead magnet? Come here and learn the secret tips, the secret how-tos, how to build a webinar. And guess what the great thing about that is that you can record it, and guess what? People still get the same value, but it's not you doing a one-on-one all the time. So if we implement this, you're going to be able to generate leads on automation. Even while you're sleeping, people are going to see your content and your advertisings and your promotions. And if you have something that you're giving to people, they're going to sign up, they're going to register. And guess what? You're building a community. Now they are going to be able to be updated with what you're doing, what you have going on next. Okay. Another example of a lead magnet is an ebook. We're all familiar with that. Create an ebook, and there's value in ebooks. Some people like to have tangible hard copy, but some people like to have a digital copy of something. So if you create an ebook, guess what? That's something to draw people in who are looking for your service. You want to teach people how to use technology or how to run social media. Guess what? Create an ebook for it. Give people something to work with, and then they can see what you're talking about. You got to add value with these lead magnets. So don't just think you can just push something out there, because basically a lead magnet is your first impression. So don't go out there and just put out anything. You need to put out some good value, put out your best stuff. Give them the best offer with the freebie, okay? Second thing is to capture, right? You want to make sure that you have a landing page, a page where they can go from content seeing on their timeline to a landing page strictly with no distractions. This is the offer. This is the problem that they're solving. This is how they will benefit. And here you go. You can get it right there. All right. And that also, you want to make sure that it's mobile friendly. Make sure it looks well on people's phone, because most of the time people are on their phone, not their laptops. Okay. So people are more likely to be on their phone. So you want to make sure that all of that looks good. All right. The next thing is that you want to nurture. Okay. So when you get these people, this is all the stages of the funnel, y'all. I hope you're getting it. Nurture. You got to nurture the people who are actually interested in what you're doing. So what does nurturing look like? All right. Having a welcome email sequence. This will build trust, and it will educate your new supporter, lead, community people. I don't like to call leads, but you got people who are interested in what you do. And you need to nurture them through emails. If you're running a business, you need to be nurturing the people who are new to your team, who are new to your staff, who are new to your community and looking for your products and services that you do. So you need to nurture. The next step is conversion, right? Are you guiding them to the book a call? Is it clear to make a purchase, or even what's their next step, right? What is the one-on-one? Like making sure that the conversion comes right after the nurture, right? For those who want more, you got to let people know how to follow up. How can I, get more information? All right. And then after that is fortune in the follow-up. Just continue to follow up with people, right? Even people who have bought from you, still make sure you follow up and nurture them, right? People who have come to your page or even was a part of it, they checked you out, they even met with you, but they haven't done anything, follow up. And you can do that on a continuous basis with automations and CRMs and softwares. So don't fall off on the follow-up with anybody. Don't fall off on the follow-up. All right. So the next thing when it comes to building a sales funnel is you want to make sure you have the tools, right? Just like cooking, right? You can go in the kitchen and you can have, not the best of pots and pans or all the juicers and the chopping board. If you have the right tools, you're going to be motivated to cook. You got the best, juicer, you got the best grinder, you got all the stuff, you got the best pots and pans. So when it comes to marketing your business, is the same way. What are you cooking up? What tools are you using to cook up your marketing for your business? Okay. How are you marketing your sales? How are you marketing your product? How are you marketing your event? If you're just using your phone and your text messages, it can get overwhelming. I'm not going to discourage you to say that you can't run a business, but it's going to be very challenging if you don't invest in yourself with tools such as landing pages. That's basically like a website. Create a website for your business. It's a place of no distraction. It's a place of no distraction, and people can get exactly what they came there for. All right. CRMs, right? You can have these CRMs, right? I use an amazing CRM. It keeps track of everything. So you don't have to manually look through your phone and keep up and keep track. Invest in a CRM that works best for you. All right. And with those CRMs, most oftentimes come with email automation, meaning you can communicate with your clients, prospects, new leads, supporters, volunteers, your staff, your team through emails, where you don't have to always call or be on the phone. You don't always have to text people. Imagine having 100. Some of y'all may have 100 texts, like unread messages in your phone, and you got like 100 plus unread messages, right? So if you have a CRM, you can place all of that from away from your phone into a software, to organize it and keep track. All right. And even a payment processor. All right. You can invest in something like people have PayPal, Stripe, whatever it is. Do what you need to do to collect payments. Okay. And then calendar, right? Bookings. Calendar bookings. If you have Calendly or Google calendars, you can always do that. Okay. So making sure. Yeah. All right. So step four in creating your funnels, y'all. All right. You need to have your analytics and your trackings. If you are not tracking what's working, you are working backwards. Let me say that again. If you are not tracking what is working, you are working backwards. How can you build if you keep going backwards? How can you know what to create with your content or even put in your email threads or workflows if you don't know what's working? Okay. Once you've identified who your target audience is, you still want to know what most people are looking for. What are they, what do your people need? And the only way to do that is to see what content on different topics underneath your niche, right? Underneath your niche, you have to have different ways of talking about your topics so that they'll know, okay, yeah, I can identify with that. Yeah, I want to know more about that. Tracking and analytics is super important for your funnels. And the way to do that is by, of course, just being intentional. Get a Google spreadsheet and see what content is performing the best. See what ads are doing the most, right? But you got to be intentional. And that's the way to run a business. If you're not doing this, you're going to be going to go find something manually every single day, right? It's like going out to fish for your meal every day when you can have the fish coming to you because you got a system that's catching the fish, right? And I don't want to refer people as fish, but y'all get what I'm saying. All right. You don't want to have to always do things manually. You can do that manual work on top of having a funnel working with you for your business. That's the whole point. All right. So under the step 4, right, you want to track your conversion rate. What's your conversion rate? And it's not always just money. It's not always, just the sales but how many appointments are you getting? How many emails? How many people are actually responding? Right? Knowing your conversion rate from whatever funnel you put out there. Remember, there were different types of funnels that you can create for your business, but you got to know what phase of your business you're in. Are you already, do you need to build up an email list? Or do you already have a community of emails and you need to increase your sales? Or do you just need to have bookings and appointments, your one-on-ones? That's where you can have your one-on-one time with high-end clients, with high-end business partners, with high-end, most qualified people for the position within your business. We don't want to keep starting businesses and we're doing all the work. We're still hands-on. That has to stop. We cannot keep running business and having our hands in it at all times. We got to create systems that we can eventually walk away from. And that comes with knowing how to build up these systems that will keep the marketing and the people who are looking for what you do coming to you. But you got to know what to put out there. You got to know it's a system, it's strategy in a funnel. You got to be intentional, knowing who you're talking to, knowing the problem you're solving, knowing the value, right? And nurturing them, following up, and checking your analytics. Email opening rate. Check how many people are opening your emails. What emails are being opened, right? And then even reviewing every cost per lead. So when we're running ads, you guys, you got to look at the analytics. You got to look at the analytics because you don't want to keep putting money towards advertising, whether it's a Facebook ad, whether it's a Google ad, whether it's a TikTok, Instagram ad. You got to find out what is the cost per lead when you're putting your money into your marketing. All right. So it seems like a lot of groundwork, but if you're not doing this, you will never be able to establish the funnel that will continue to bring in the leads, bring in the customers, bring in your clients, bring in the high-end or highly qualified staff member or teammates. Okay? So we got to implement a sales funnel for our business. Okay? And then also you want to track your revenue per lead. What is your revenue per lead? If you are having an ad, you need to know how much money you're getting per lead, right? So you can know on how to build on that. If you're not taking time to review your analytics, you probably just don't know what you're doing. Like in the sense of marketing, you don't know what's going to really work. You kind of maybe just are doing what you feel or you've heard done, but there's really no like clear path on it. So when you review your analytics and trackings, the numbers will let you know what you need to do, what the people are actually needing and wanting to get from you. All right. So those are the 4 steps. The 4 steps to a sales funnel. Whatever business you have, you need to have a funnel. You want to have a funnel foundation. You need to have knowing the stages and the breakdowns. The stages of a funnel is a lead magnet. Having a lead magnet, one. You want to have capture. Knowing to have a landing page. You need to nurture, know your conversions, and then always follow up. So let's create that. Map it out. Let's map it out. Let's map it out. Because if we don't, you're going to have to always be the one to actually share your sales pitch. Or even if you're just relying on word of mouth, it's still playing very, very small. If you're just relying solely on word of mouth or what you're able to talk to and who you're able to speak to, you're playing small and you have a business that you are needing to get out to the community and people need to know about it. There has been so many times, I'm sure people can relate, where there was actually something that was going on right in your backyard. And when you came across it, you have been like, where was this all my life? Where has this been? Okay, so the best thing that we can do as business owners and entrepreneurs, you put it on events, nonprofits, organizations, is to get the word out there so that the people who are looking for what you do can get an opportunity to join you, to get to be able to benefit from your service or product. All right. So you don't want to try to build everything at once. All right. So with all those 4 steps that I just mentioned, just start with one. Just start with one thing at a time. And you can even focus on a freebie. Create something to give back. Like just let this be the season of giving. You know how Christmas, everybody wanted, this is the season of giving. Yeah, let that be more frequently for you. Create a freebie and see, but you got to know what people want, right? So all of that ties into the strategy, right? Because you don't want to create a product that people don't want. How do you know what freebie to create? That's the question. How do you know what freebie to create? That's a question. How do you know what to create for your audience? You got to look at your analytics. You got to look at what people are responding to the most, right? And figure out how you can solve a problem or give a solution to, or even a how-to, some steps to help them with whatever it is that your business can provide. All right. Even an opt-in page, emails, bookings, right? So once you do all of this, you continue to scale, and then you know what posts to actually pay to boost. All right. It's a strategy. If you know what posts to boost, then you will know like, okay, I'm doing this with intention behind it. I'm not just paying for this ad and just hope that it works. It takes time to build up, but it's never too late to start. All right. And if you have a business already running, just implement it. Take a time to figure out, over the years, over the months that you've been running business, what have people really identified with, right? So you can work on that, and you can even, go on past, numbers and things like that. But if you are new to wanting to start a business, right, just work on knowing what it is that you do and creating a sales pitch and being clear to who your target audience is and identifying what that person needs, what they desire, and, things that could benefit them. All right. So until next time, you guys, we're going to continue to market well, to build our businesses, to do what God has called us to do. And we're going to do it with, of course, with excellence. But we need to have the ground working when it comes to business, because you don't want to burn out. You don't want to have to be the one to always do everything. So these systems that I'm sharing with you will help you. So follow me for more tips. You'll get notifications. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm going live, going different videos, and having different events. So until next time, y'all, have an amazing week.